Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. Right now, it's approaching solar noon. I'm just getting me some rays in, getting absorbing nature, and just basically energizing myself to before I start my day. And right now, my view. I'll let you kind of look at it with me. My view here. I'm looking at a pond. It's unthawing itself. It's frozen, so it's pretty cold out here, and It's the end of November. It's November 30th, 2017. Here, my location, it's quite temperate climate, so it gets pretty cold here. I know January it gets freezing cold, lots of ice and snow, but we have another month before we get to that part of nature. And a lot of people dread this, but to me, it's a beautiful thing. I see it as a challenge, and I guess I kind of view it as exercise because it makes me stronger. It brings out the best in me, which I've learned a lot of nature. That's what it does. It brings out the best in us, and we don't even like realize like how much of a blessing it is. But at this point, I do realize how much of a blessing that it is, and I'm trying to connect as much as possible and make as many adaptations as I can to get these full blessings from nature. All right, so in this video, that's the focus of this video. I'm gonna talk about the winter blues. Like the winter can be a depressing time for some people, especially if you live in a place where the winters get extremely cold and they force you into the indoors or force you inside, and you really have to disconnect from nature. But you don't you don't have to run away. You don't have to run away. Uh, I mean, as you know, we do a lot of things in our modern life. Like we wear lots of clothes, we stay inside, uh, use technology, we use artificial this, artificial that, to I guess shield us from winter. But you know, is this the best thing? Uh, yes and no, right? You know, there's a limit to what we can endure, a limit to what we can deal with, but we should test some of those limits. We shouldn't just sit in the lap of comfort and just avoid those limits. Those limits are what bring out the best in us. And by and by us being in nature and not being confined indoors, these are the things that depress us. These are the things that lower our energy and take away from us. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit about a few things that give us depression and give us the blues in the winter, and just basically take away from us and steal our life force, our energy, and all the goodness that we get from nature. All right, so all right, where should I start with this? All right, I'll start by talking about what winter actually is. Winter, we know that winter in a temperate place, the days are shorter. It's colder. Uh, there's less food. There's less activity. A lot of nature seems to be dying or resting. or maybe even hibernating. So, like, what is this time good for? What should we be doing during this time? Well, there's less light, so that's, more sleep. There's more, you can recover more. That's what the winter's all about. It's about being reborn. It's about recovering from all the fun that you had during the summer. You know, there needs to be a balance. You can't just use. Eventually, you burn out. So the winter is like a rebirth. We recharge our batteries, and yes, we literally recharge our batteries because of the cold. The cold recharges us. The human body is an electromagnetic semiconductor. Like, think about, if you're my age, think about you played video games back in the day, and your battery stopped working. So what'd you do? You took your batteries out, you put them in the refrigerator to charge them. Well, the human body is quite similar to that. The human body can recharge better uh, in the cold. You can actually recharge yourself better in the cold, which is part of the reason why I'm doing my sun tanning right now, even though it's pretty cold right now. I know that my ability to absorb the sun is greater now because of the cold. So I'm not running from the cold because I know, like, the power of it, and like what some of the things that it can do. All right. And the cold, what else does it do? The cold, it resets our hormones. It literally renews us, and it helps us. Okay. The main energy metabolism hormone is called leptin, and the cold, it what the cold does, it makes us burn lots of fat. And not only does it make us burn the fat, it actually kills the fat cell. And if you spend your life over and over and over, season after season, avoiding the winters, these fat cells accumulate. They accumulate over your lifetime, and you get fatter, 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 or sicker, sicker, sicker. And you never get rid of these fat cells, so they accumulate in number. Like, so you may shrink the cell, but you never actually kill the fat cell. And you need to kill these fat cells year after year, because when they accumulate too much, each cell sends a signal to our brains. Our leptin receptor in our brain. Remember, leptin is the main energy metabolism hormone. And if you have too many fat cells, eventually this signal becomes too great, and your brain starts ignoring this signal. And that's a really bad thing, because leptin is the main energy metabolism hormone. You don't want your brain ignoring that. It could lead to all kinds of problems and issues in relation to energy. So cold is an amazing thing. And if you want to know more about like cold and the benefits of it, please check out my ice bath and cold adaptation videos. Those videos are usually the red videos where I'm in an ice tub, and I explain like cold adaptation and how to use it, the ins and outs, the pros and cons. And and as I go throughout the videos, I explain a lot of these things in detail about how we can use the cold to heal and regenerate ourselves. So I say all that to say this: the winter and the cold is a beautiful thing, and it serves a purpose. It does a job, and we shouldn't run from it. Okay, so what else do we do when it's winter? Okay, of course we go inside and we try to create a fake summer. You know, we have to we have to love nature and love our seasons unconditionally. I know everyone loves summer, so you want to keep it forever. Even during the winter, you want to make your home summer. And what I mean by making your home summer or making your environment summer is that we create a fake blue sun, which is a big, big mistake and a big problem. You know, you want the real sun, like I'm getting right now. You want all those spectrums, all those frequencies of light. You want the full light spectrum. You want the full diet of light, because light controls everything. Light is really important. When I say light, I'm talking about the real deal. This light that I'm getting right now, this divine energy that I'm getting right now. This is the type of light that I'm talking about. And when we're inside, we're under I call it the blue sun, because the light that we use inside, the artificial light, is of the blue spectrum. And the blue spectrum is only one spectrum that's in the sun. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. The red is infrared, the violet is the ultraviolet, and those are the two most important spectrums of the light, because they are the two that we don't get enough of, because we're getting all this blue spectrum light from the artificial sun, from the artificial blue sun, or the lights inside of your place, and also your cell phone shining through your eyes all through the day, which is really horrible for you. I'll go more in detail about that later in another video, where I talk about our cell phones and the hazards of those, and what it does to us. But the infrared portion of light is the most important. It's 42% of the sun, and it makes the water in our body into a battery. And your body becomes a battery, you can actually do work. You can actually do things. So the infrared portion is most important. UV portion, it powers the battery. It's important, but the infrared is much more important. We can do with less UV, but infrared, we have to have the infrared. Okay. So why is the blue sun not a good thing? Well, the blue sun's not a good thing because, okay, first of all, let's talk about what the blue spectrum does for us. How does it help us? Okay, in the sunlight, or in full spectrum sunlight, the blue spectrum from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. it actually goes through our eyes, even if our eyes are closed when we're asleep. It hits the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland releases all the hormones in your body to help you wake up and do all the things that you have to do during the day. If you know about your pituitary gland, it releases steroid hormones, all kinds of different hormones that we need for our bodies to function. So it's a really important thing. Your pituitary is like basically a drug pharmacy, which is governed by light. And the blue light is what releases that. That's really one of its only jobs. You don't need it anymore. But blue light alone, think of it as taking a drug. Blue light alone, without the red, the green, the UV, all the other spectrums, that alone, it unopposed, it's not a good thing, because there's nothing to regulate it. And it's just like it's like eating a very unbalanced diet. If you have a balanced diet, the other nutrients are regulated by other nutrients. You have a balance. And the blue spectrum light, and only blue spectrum light, without the other frequencies, it creates an imbalance in the brain. And that's the only reason why you need it, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. After that, it becomes unnecessary. But in our daily lives, we're under blue sometimes, for some people, all day. You're getting nothing but the blue spectrum light, no other spectrums. and that's what you're doing. You're draining down your pituitary gland. Eventually, you're gonna have hormone issues. You're gonna probably have issues having sex. Like your sex drive is gonna diminish. There's a lot of things because really don't want to start ruining that pituitary gland, which from excessive blue light, that's what it can lead to. That's one of the many things that it can lead to. It does a lot of other things. I'm gonna do a video on like the hazards of blue light. I'm gonna go in on it, and talk about all the details about it, but that's for later videos. All right, and what else does the blue spectrum light do? Yeah, the blue spectrum light, it makes vitamin A. Vitamin A is it's really important. When you think about vitamin A, you think about probably like carrots and orange vegetables and stuff like this, and you think about your eyes and vision, which it's really important because we think about vitamin A and night vision. Well, vitamin A is a major player in maintaining your circadian rhythm, and circadian rhythm is basically sleep and wake cycles, and this is really important. You really want to maintain your sleep and wake cycles. I think this is one of the most important things that you want to maintain and keep in good working order, because your sleep and wake cycles are what help you rest and recover. You regenerate yourself. Basically, it allows you to regenerate every day. You go to sleep, you wake up. You want to keep that maintained. You want to keep that in balance. You don't want anything destroyed in that period. And this is one of the keys to good health, longevity, and just feeling good, maintaining your circadian rhythms. And blue light, or the blue spectrum light, blue spectrum sun, it ruins your circadian rhythm. The blue light, it actually makes vitamin A, but if you're constantly making vitamin A all the time, by just getting excessive blue light, eventually that system breaks down. You can't make the vitamin A, and you can't recycle it. You can no longer recycle the vitamin A in your eye, in your brain, and you get issues from that. I'll go into detail about it in a later video because it's quite complicated. But just know the blue light ruins your circadian rhythms. Of course, it stops melatonin from being released. Melatonin is made from UV light through the eye from the sun during the day, but it's released at night in the absence of blue light. So if you're exposed to blue light, if you're exposed to all this blue light all through the day, and especially at night, you're limiting the amount of melatonin that you can produce. Melatonin is a major anti-cancer. It cleans your brain out. It's a major regenerative hormone. When people think about it, they think about it as the sleep hormone, and you really don't want anything interfering with that. So this is a big thing. This is a big thing. When during the winter it gets cold, and we go inside and we turn on the blue sun, and the blue sun is extremely draining, and it does a lot of bad stuff to our health, and this ultimately leads to depression. If we can't regenerate ourselves, it's gonna lead to depression. You're gonna become a weaker person, and you lose your energy, and this is what causes winter blues. Blue light is one of the major causes of winter blues, or excessive blue light. And the blue light in our blue sun, in our artificial environment, has 3, 4, 5 times the amount than the sun. So we're really overdosing big time on the blue light. All right. So next thing. What else? What else causes the winter blues? Okay. I mentioned to you about the benefits of cold and what the cold does. Well, we use artificial heating. You know, staying warm is it's important. I mean, it has its place. There's a time and place for everything, but being cold is important too. But when you're staying warm, there are some better options than others, like using fire. Fire is probably your best option because fire releases infrared light. I mentioned to you about the importance of infrared light, and it's one of the types of light that we don't really get enough of. And it's 42% of the sun, and it turns the water in our bodies into a battery. So, if using fire to keep yourself warm is an option, this maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's something to consider. All right, and also with the heating, keep in mind like the type of heating that you use. They may give off electromagnetic fields, and if you're too close to this device or this appliance, you may be exposed to that electromagnetic field. And the human body is an electromagnetic semiconductor. So some other technology that gives off its own electromagnetic field is going to interfere with your body's electromagnetic field. Also, these appliances, they give off electric fields. And basically, electric field tells you that electricity is running through something. And those electric fields can steal the electrons from your body, the electric field from your body. And you don't want anything stealing your energy. Because if something, basically, food breaks down to energy, food breaks down to electricity. And if something's stealing the electricity from your body, you're going to become hungry. You're going to become maybe sick if too much is stolen from you. And you may become fat because, like a lot of people that are overweight, it's not really that they eat too much. It's because something's stealing their energy away from them, and their body's trying to compensate by it's trying to save itself, and by making them fat. It's really about survival. The body's trying to protect them. It's trying to maintain the energy that's being taken away from them. And see my if you want to know more about that, see my video on nature's prescription weight loss, something like this. I think it's video number 6 or video number 6.1. I forget, but please look for it. Check it out if you're interested. All right. So what else? What else causes winter blues? Okay. Okay. I just kind of mentioned to you about our technology, the different technologies that we use. One thing is the cell phone. It has issues of its own that we need to be more aware of. And I'll save that for another video because there's so much information, so many things to talk about. But basically, in a nutshell, keep that cell phone away from your body. Keep it away from you while you sleep. Put it across the room while you sleep. And also with the technology, again, you want to make sure that you're not just resting inside your place in some electromagnetic field or some electric field, because these things are just stealing energy from you, and they're dehydrating you. And dehydration is basically energy being stolen from you, because our mitochondria actually make water, and water is the storage system for energy. I've made a video about that also. All right, so okay, that was pretty depressing, right? I talked about we go inside our house, we go inside of our homes, our houses, and we feel like we're safe. We block the winter out. We got the summer inside. Yay! But it's not really a good thing, and this is really depressing because we love our comfort. The comfort is a good thing, but also enduring the elements and putting yourself to the test. Like right now, I'm a little bit cold, but I'm getting used to it. It feels good. It feels empowering, and I'm gonna feel super all day because I spent my morning getting this divine energy. I'm gonna go to work. And I'm gonna feel good all day because I took this time to do this. My mind's gonna be working really well, and everything's gonna be really good because I took the time to do this, and it was just so well worth it. All right, so again, this is quite depressing. So let's talk about some ways to mitigate and ways to deal with these issues and fix these problems that we encounter that depress us and give us winter blues during the winter, particularly if you're in a temperate place like I am. All right, so what can we do? All right, one thing that we can do is, connect to nature, connect our circadian rhythms. And what I mean by that, rise with the sun. So when the sun comes up, go outside and see real sunrise or see real light going through your eyes. I've done videos about sun gazing, where it's the practice of staring directly at the sun to receive the many countless benefits from that. But I know a lot of people are scared to do that, and it's understandable. But you can also just look in the direction of the sun. It still goes in your eye, and it sets the clock in your head, and it syncs your circadian rhythms, and it just basically connects you to nature, connects you to the universe, and you really want this connection. So that's one thing you can do. And of course, the light going through your eye, it creates dopamine. Dopamine is antidepressant, serotonin, other important brain chemicals. And these things are big time fighters of depression. And in the winter, we there's already less sunlight, so you want to just simply get in sunlight. And seeing sunlight is a major antidepressant. So that's one thing, rising with the sun and going outside and seeing real light. All right, another thing we can do, actually exposing ourselves to cold. Like if you're in your warm place, your warm job or whatever, take breaks, go outside and freeze, and come back in and warm yourself back up. Don't just stay warm all day. Don't just ruin your cold adaptive abilities, because all these adaptations that we make in our bodies are really beneficial. So these things should be tested. I think they're like more important than like exercise. And to me, this is exercise. Like putting your body to the test, testing your body to nature, that is exercise. All right, so what else can we do? Oh yeah, this is a biggie. I talked a lot about the blue light and the blue sun. The blue light, you wanna, like if you're inside, you gotta work and you gotta have a lot of blue light and stuff on, you wanna cover your body. You wanna block your body from that blue light, because it's only one spectrum, and you're absorbing that. And you don't want to block this. You don't want to block this light. This is like just, you don't want to block this. This is incredible energy. This is why we're here. This is why we exist. This is why we're here. This is why we wake up every day. This is our food. You don't want to block this. You want to get as naked as possible. And that's what I've done today. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing now. And let's see. Where are my glasses? Okay. All right. So you want to block the blue light, and one way you want to block the blue light on your skin, and you also one of the main places through your eyes. Your eyes are a major interactive with light. Your eyes pull light into your body. So one way to block the blue spectrum light inside your workplaces is to wear or get orange glasses. Uh, orange glasses. Well, not all orange glasses will block all the blue light. You have to go to an optometrist and get them to shine a blue light through them to see if the blue light goes through the lens to the other side to see if they work or they're good enough. But yes, orange glasses to protect your eyes from the blue light will help maintain your circadian rhythms, and it'll keep you from being exposed to all through the day, excessively being exposed to these 3, 4, 5 times the blue light that's in the sun, which again, it ruins your hormone it ruins the hormones throughout your body, the hormone balance, and of course it ruins it blocks melatonin. And remember, melatonin is very regenerative. It's a sleep hormone, and of course, if you don't block these things like you should on a regular basis, this will lead to depression because you're basically not recovering. You're not recovering from your sleep. The sleep's not doing the job that it's supposed to do. Just simply by the light going the type of light going through your eye has a major effect on your health, because light makes your hormones, light makes your food. Light is very important. All right, so what else can we do? I mentioned to you about electromagnetic fields, and you don't want to be sleeping or exposed to excessive electromagnetic fields. So you're probably thinking how can I know? All right, well, there's some devices that you can get where you can actually test these things, and especially you want to make sure where you sleep, you're not sleeping in an electromagnetic field all night and it's just sucking energy out of you. One thing you can do is you can get devices. Here's a device. It basically you can test for magnetic fields, electric fields. I have another one. This tests for radio frequencies, the stuff that you get from the cell phones. The radio frequencies basically dehydrate you. And basically, these things steal energy from you, and it's because you're in your home and you're divorced from nature, and you're in your. What's up, everybody? Sorry about that. Video cut off on me. I guess it was running too long. This is a really long video, and I apologize for making it so long. But there was so much in my mind, so much I needed to talk about, and I couldn't just do it in 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It had to go further. So again, I apologize about that. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about, I guess, mitigation thing to avoid the winter blues is, and this is probably the most important thing. This is more important than all the other things that I talked about. Relationships, because to me, relationships are the meaning of life. It's why we're here. My relationship with nature, my relationship with people, even strangers. Relationships are what drive me. It's why I wake up every day, because of my relationships, my interactions with people. And even to me, even a stranger, even my interaction with strangers is important, because to me a stranger is maybe the best person that I never met. And like, just, real relationships, like real interactions with people, like, forget about the TV, the internet, and all this artificial interactions, like real interactions. It's the essence of everything. It's really great. It's really special. I get such a thrill out of just being in the presence of people, even people that aren't so pleasant to be around, because like, from me doing what I've been doing, I've been trying to connect with nature, connecting back to the real me. And by me making this connection, I'm seeing a whole lot more that I didn't really see before. And I'm seeing a lot within myself that I wasn't seeing before. And by me seeing so much within myself that I wasn't seeing before, I'm seeing so much in other people. So by me connecting to myself, it's helping me understand other people better. It's helping me connect to other people better. And I see other people in a far more positive light, because I understand myself and I understand my connection and my place in the world better. So again, I think this is the most important thing. Relationships. Focus on your relationships. They will help you avoid depression and defeat the winter blues. So I hope this video was interesting to you. I hope that it triggered some thoughts within your mind. If you have a comment, you want to share your thoughts, your feelings, please feel free to do so. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you want to grow with me. You want to take this journey with me. Please subscribe to my videos, and there's a lot more coming in the future, because I have so many things going on through my mind that I want to express and I want to share with the world and other like-minded people. And I thank you so much for checking out my video. I really appreciate it, and I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Bye. I'm gone.